Well, yet again I've got waylaid, I've gone off-piste, and I found another stunning piece of woodland. But that's not the only thing I found in here. I have really struck gold here. It's lovely woodland. There is a public footpath, as you can see, that goes through it, and there are old mine workings. But it's so heavily forested off the tracks, you know, it's going to be a bushwhacking job to find anything else. But I'm going to take you back to what I can only describe as the log cabin. Now this whole woodland sits in an extremely steep valley. I can't make it clear how steep it is. And to climb up out of the other side, that is steep as well. But I think I can see a track down there. Right, in this little bit of, well, it's man-made block wall, well, stone walls. Somebody's tried to make a little shelter in there, like a bushcraft kind of house, as you can see there. Rather crudely, but it would have took a lot of work just to do what they've done there. As you can see, it's stone, you know, stone walls. So obviously this was part of the old mine workings, this building. And here we are inside. Not going to keep a lot of rain out, but, you know, some kids were kept off the streets doing this, weren't they? Yeah. Real thick walls. This building was obviously built to last. Right, this piece of woodland is coming to an end, and you go into a little bit of like scrub woodland before going out into agricultural land. And it is actually still a footpath and you can walk it, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to do a double turn right the way around and just head back up here, and I'm going back to that log cabin. Rope swing. What woodland would be complete without one of these? Although that's looking pretty rotted there. I don't fancy my chances. They're swinging out through this gully, avoiding the trees left and right, and it is a big drop down there actually. But anyway, let's continue, because this isn't why I've come out. Right, I've just come off the track, and I'm just having a little look around this little bit here, and I'm thinking I could actually just put a tarp up here and have a nice evening by the river here. I don't know what it would be like for midges. This river is moving relatively fast, so it might not be the kind of watercourse that holds them. Well, I'm just making my way down to an improvised water crossing, because there is a shelter on the opposite side of the bank, and I'm going to have a little look. So you've probably guessed this piece of woodland here, no matter how large it is being used. And there is a small village that sits on the top, so I'm guessing you know, it's utilised by the kids and people to come down, walk the dog, and you know, use it for their recreation and entertainment. But I think if I picked the right time and came here, I could get away with a very, very nice, pleasant wild camp. Right, let's cross over. And before anybody laughs, I do have wellies on. I'm not going to get wet feet. Hey, I may look stupid in them, but stupid is what stupid does. Right, so what is this here? There's the old saloon there. I'm almost scared to have a look inside, to be honest with you. They've utilised some tarps. Where's the doorway? That's not it. Let's stand back and have a look at the construction. Yeah, the tarps look like they've been here a while. I'm guessing this must be the door. Ah, that's looking like a toilet lid and toilet roll. Yeah, this could be an improvised outhouse. Always have your hiking stick. Don't stick your hands where you don't want to stick them. This possibly would have been an outhouse for people using this woodland. Right, some parts of this woodland does get quite tight and quite dense. And all the jets are flying around overhead at the moment. I hope it's our boys practicing for whatever they may need to do. And not the bad guys coming to give us a bit of a headache. But I'll worry about getting out of here instead of that. Right, another project started, and it looks like it was started a fair way or fair time ago and not completed. Looks like there's a fire pit or fire hole there. Doesn't even look like that's been used. There looks like a bit of blacking there, but it really wasn't the substantial fire. Although over here there is some wood that's partially burned. It does look like it's a bit punky, so it probably didn't go up. But yeah, somebody's had a go at trying to do something here as well. So here we are. We're out to this old log cabin. And this also doesn't look like it's been used in a long time. That's obviously the fire pit there. Whether this years ago was like a forest school setup, I don't know. All the scorching looks like it's several years old. And that log cabin definitely is seen better days. Somebody's made a little seat there. There's a window. They've actually notched out the logs. They've gone to a lot of trouble here. Hairbrush. Yeah, somebody's put a lot of effort into this log cabin or bush cabin. They obviously didn't get to the point where they finished the roof, and because it's flat there was never any way that was going to hold water. Let's have a look in here. Well, they got some shelving. Looks like there's a barbecue there. More seating in here. This just screams I've got to do a wild camp here, doesn't it? I am concerned about what could be on the floor here. There's some chicken wire there that I'm caught up in already. I'll throw a tarp over the top here. Clear this area here. Hey, I've got somewhere to bed down. There really has been a lot of work put into doing those notches. It's a shame they never finished it off. There's some wood stacked up there. And you can see the old mine workings here, which is what we're going to go and investigate once I leave this area. There. But there's the cabin. Right, I'm leaving the road behind and I'm on another track that's winding its way up, well, to the high ground. And I'm going to start focusing on what I actually came out to do. But I'm just looking at the rabbit holes in the hedge here, and it's evident why hedges collapse over many years of warrens being dug and you know, collapsing in on themselves and then being redug underneath, and eventually you lose, you know, a historic hedge. So if rabbits aren't kept under control, they do a lot of damage to their environment. You can see all the holes here going in there, there, and eventually the hedge collapses down and down like basically a house of cards, and yeah, you lose a historic hedge because of it. Right then, it's absolutely, there's rabbit holes everywhere along here. Everywhere you look in the hedge. Some there. That's what I mean. It does come a point, and that hedge there will let that tree will it's only really the roots that are holding that bit of hedge up. Once that tree gets too big, it will just collapse and collapse and collapse. They're everywhere. Here's a perfect example. They're using this as a run undercover from that hole, and they've just dug it out, so that whole top piece of hedge is going to be destabilized and come down. But we're not here to worry about what rabbits do to the environment today. I've really got to get over to where I actually came out for, and that is that old adit, and have a little look. Now this is a perfect example of an old miner's track leading down to the village, and it would be, you know, impossible to think of all the people in their boots, men, young boys, going up to work in those mines. Women as well, they would be doing a lot of the, you know, topside work, and it was heavy manual work. There was no getting away with it. They had to work as well. But yeah, young men and boys would be down in that subterranean world, and a lot of them wouldn't even get to see daylight during the winter hours. So I'm not too far away from that mine adit, and I'm being a little bit cautious because if those people, the mine explorers, are there digging to get in, they might not appreciate me being around. So I'm playing this by ear at the moment, so we'll just have to see how this pans out. But yeah, I'm about to drop down into the valley. Here goes. Well, just walking in, I've just actually stumbled across another little mine shaft hidden away. So it's a real tight squeeze. I'm not going in there, but I'll just stick the camera in with a torch and we'll see what we can see. Right, I've just took all my stuff out. That's my hiking stick for reference to the size of the hole. And let's just have a little look in, see if we can pick up anything. Obviously, I'm not going in here. And what have we got there? Oh. Now, to me, looks like, yeah, there's been a collapse. You can't go nowhere in this one. You'd have to dig it out. You can see the collapse just over there. Unless it bears round. No, that's totally collapsed in. You can see that. You can only get probably 3 meters in, and then you hit that collapse. just as well. That looks pretty sketchy. So I think that's a clear demonstration how potentially dangerous this whole thing is, looking around mine shafts. And as I said in my first video, don't even attempt it. All I did was stick my head underneath with a torch. I wasn't even going anywhere in there. Well, the other adit is just up around the corner here. So I'm guessing there's probably other ones than this that are covered over due to time, or were covered over on purpose. This could have literally just subsided due to water and rain over the years, uncovered it again. But in any case, there are probably adits leading into this ridge line all over this place here, and they were probably, whether they were all successful hitting the load what they were trying to get to, I don't know. But let's get to that other one. Well, this is quite strange. It's like it's actually disappeared. I'm struggling to locate it. That really is weird. What do I see over there? Oh, that's a tree. I really can't find it. I'm going to have to put the phone down and put a bit of effort into this. Where has it gone? It's just disappeared. Well, nothing's actually happened here since last night when we came, so it must have been strictly a weekend venture. I was concerned that if they were here still trying to break into the tunnel when I turn up, they might be a little bit, you know, not overly pleased to see me, because, you know, this is something that they're doing on their own back. But, yeah, nothing has happened. As you can see by the trench, there's no further progress. So we're pretty much safe to have a little look at the entrance and the beginning part of that adit, and you know, we'll have a look. But I still could never want to do this myself as a hobby. Yeah, so just to remind you, as you can see, that's all the waste soil, and they've left their spade. They obviously didn't want to carry that in. They've brought some wood with them. There's some more waste soil, and there's rocks, and I'm guessing those rocks were part of the roof of the tunnel system. So they've got a long way to go yet. It does look loose down there, so it's probably part of the actual bit that's the collapse. But in any case, let's get out of here. I still think they got a long way to go, personally. Right, let's get to the entrance. And let's admire the stonework. See how they've knitted all those big keystones in? And you can see where the archway would have been. And I'm guessing it may have started out here a little bit more, because you can see a pile here. But you can see, you know, there is collapse starting to happen. So nothing about this should be taken for granted or considered safe. Right, I'm just going to put the phone down and then phone the wife and let her know I'm going for my little explore. She knows exactly where I'm to, and she knows if she don't hear from me in a short period of time to keep trying my phone, and then if you don't hear from me, obviously there could potentially be something wrong, and you know, whatever's needed after that. But don't ever copy what I'm about to do. I'm confident with this adit because I have a little bit of prior knowledge to it, but as I've just shown you, collapses can happen, falls. These aren't safe places. Do not copy what I'm doing. This isn't a how-to. It's not even you know, a sort of like adventure that you should copy or emulate. This is just me doing this for my own personal growth and education, and to experience what my ancestors here in Cornwall would have done. And like I said, you can see there's rocks on the floor that have fallen. The entrance has got a lot of green moss. You can see where water's been coming through. It looks like it has been cemented there, or mortar. There is some rubbish there. People have been coming in here. You can see how well this has been built. There's real craftsmanship how they've created the arch. It's really uniformed. You can see where minerals have been coming out of the rocks, the mortar, and the actual water running down over the rock faces here. As you go further in, you can feel the temperature really start to drop. It feels damp. Obviously, the further you would go into where they would be mining the lode from, the temperatures would start rising. I'm looking to see if there's any artifacts or anything pushed in between the rocks. I'm being very careful in here. Right, let's go up to here. And here you go. Here's the collapse that they're trying to avoid. And it probably goes for quite a way. That's why they're digging back into the actual ridge line. And this has gone down at a little bit of an angle, so it would have been going into that ridge line and cutting further down into the bank. I don't know what you can see and feel it's going in at an angle. You can see all the what they call stalactites or stalagmites. Yeah. There's water on some of them. That one there. That one there. Right, I've seen enough. Like I say, you can see the collapse all the way down through here. And this is, obviously, it'd be too much work to tunnel all this out. So yeah, let's call this a day and head back out. But a lot of craftsmanship has gone into making this. Sunlight. Whoa. Right then people, that's mission complete for today, and I'm heading off home. I got a whirlwind of stuff to do and I've burnt up more time than I should have doing this. But in any case, it's been productive, and yet again more wild camping spots scoped out, so that's always a plus. And I've taken you along to see what, or just to get that kind of feel for what the old, you know, miners of yesteryear would have to do, and that would only be the entrance to their world underground, and that's where they would spend, well, most of their life. And that would be men, boys, and in some cases women, but the women would still work on hard manual labour topside in any case. So yeah, brutal life, and you know, it was one that sort of like defined Cornwall and its history. But yeah, don't ever do what I did there. As you can see, it's majorly unsafe, and I only did that because I had a little bit of an understanding of this particular adit here, and I wouldn't have gone any further in any other adit anyway. This just is not my cup of tea at all. So stay well away, don't copy, don't think they're safe. I've shown you the other one, collapses. These places are ripe for you to kill yourself. Don't even attempt it. So I'm now going to scamper off home. Thanks for coming along, and till I see you next time, take care, stay safe. I hope to catch you guys out on the trail.